What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well, and it is the 1st of May, so welcome to the first of a new month. And it looks like we're starting off the month with a bang because we have a new mystery hero in the portal called Melancholia, and we know nothing about her. So why am I looking at this? Actually, I've got some news for you guys because somebody, again, the same person actually in Iya, GD Yas, Gypsy Danger, the New Alliance name, etc., has managed to pull this hero. So we do have a bit of information on her. So I'm very excited to have a look at her with you guys today. I'm going to show you how to get to her. So if you go into your raids, if you look at the leaderboard and then go to top alliances, if you click on the second one down, some other people might have this hero, but if you go to this one and then you click on this guy, Nizra, guy or girl, I have no idea, you can see he has got her right there in the middle. So we get to have a look at the secret hero. Here she is, Melancholia. So she is a dark hero. She looks pretty insane. I'm not sure what's happened to half of her face, but it's gone missing. And she's got some kind of crystal orb thing. No idea what that's all about, but we're going to have a look at her. We'll find out what she's all about. So she is of the Paladin class, as you can see over here. So that means that she gets a chance to get an extra 25% defense for 2 turns when she receives any damage. It's pretty good. It's a nice class, gives them a bit of extra survivability. And then she gets the family bonus for the cultist family, which is an increase on her defense and an increase on her health. So it's anywhere from 20% up to 40% on the defense and health, depending on how many heroes you have from this cultist family. I'm not sure why they're called the cultists. Maybe we'll have an event of the cultists. I have no idea. And she also gets the passive, which is the mark of the old ones. So all damage received by this character is reduced by 5% per 10 insanity on the character, up to a maximum reduction of 50%. So we've seen that effect before with Atwood and also with Omen, and it seems to be a pretty decent effect. Gives them an added survivability, and reducing the damage against them is always good, especially with the way insanity works. And then she also benefits from the ailment immunity ether talent. So at the start of the battle, she gets immunity to new status ailments for 6 turns. You cannot want much more from an ether talent. That is a fantastic one. I would say it's probably only second to the reflect status ailments one. But that is not saying too much, because it's still a fantastic ether talent. Now, let's have a little look in terms of stats. Obviously, we've got the max limit breaks and emblems on this one, so we can't see exactly what her stats are without them. But she looks pretty beefy. She is more defensively built. You can see her attacks at 1311, defense of 1462, so nearly 1500 defense, and 2537 on the HP. Means that she is going to be a very, very survivable hero, and it's going to be very difficult to take her down, or for her to take herself down because of the insanity. We will see. So her special skill is called Grim Awakening, and she's running at slow speed. So what does Melancholia do? So she revives all allies with 66% HP and 66 insanity. That is the first time that we've ever seen a revive which has not been conditional. She just revives all allies. That is it. Guaranteed revive, 66% HP, so a pretty huge amount of HP. But then they get the 66 insanity as well. Now that gives a percentage chance to reverse the casting of a special skill. So again, it's either a great effect or a terrible effect. You can look at it in 2 different ways. If it's a healer, it's probably a better effect. If it's a damaged healer, it's probably a worse one. But the fact that she revives all allies with 66% HP is just insane. Straight away, I'm saying that's insane, aside from the insanity effect. Forgive the pun. Then all allies get 74% defense against special skills for 5 turns. If any ally except the caster is defeated in 5 turns, all enemies receive 400 damage and inflicts 60 insanity to the caster. Now, she is going to be giving the revival and the 66 insanity to all of her allies, it looks like. So she doesn't give insanity to herself except for the 60 insanity that you get at the bottom. I think it is important that we recap on insanity as we're getting to understand this a little bit better. So insanity applies a percentage chance of reversing the targeting of a special skill cast. So this means that regardless of how much insanity is there, there is a chance that the special skill cast can be reversed. When it activates, special skills that target enemies instead target allies and vice versa. Special skills that are aimed at a caster will be cast on a random target. Special skills aimed at a target will be cast on the caster. Okay, so that's just a lot of words basically saying the first sentence with a bit more additional info. Sorry, guys. So the special skill can be reversed. Insanity can't be dispelled or cleansed. The hero's insanity can be lowered by 10 each time they're healed. So by healing, you can reduce the chance that a special skill cast is reversed. And the insanity drops to 0 when a special skill is cast on a reverse target. Reaching 100 insanity automatically casts a special skill when mana is full. So that's the basic information on insanity. What we have to look at here is that she's giving 66 insanity to everybody when she revives them. So there is a pretty high chance, I'm assuming that's going to be about a 60-70% chance that any special skills that they cast are going to be reversed. So a healer, like I said before, they could be healing the opposition team. A damage dealer, they could be doing damage to themselves. You know, that's basically what's going to happen with this special when it's cast. So it can work against you, it can work for you. It's pretty difficult to deal with. But what I really like about this special is not only the the revival, guaranteed revival of 60, guaranteed revival with 66 HP, but the defense against special skills should work pretty well alongside that. So she gives 74% defense against special skills for 5 turns, which means that if they do then cast their special skill on themselves, that the damage is going to be reduced because they've got a defense up against special skills. So that definitely works in the right order from what it looks like. And then if any ally except the caster is defeated in 5 turns, all enemies are going to receive damage. And that can keep happening because if she revives them again, pardon me, they go down again, she's going to deal that 400 damage to all enemies as well. This is a crazy good hero. I really do like her. And I think that she is I think Atwood and her definitely are the best mystery heroes so far. This new sort of mechanic, I would just love to play around with it. Unfortunately, I'm not lucky enough to have pulled one. It is only like a 0.1% chance when they're featured in the portals. So I hate to think how much money this guy has actually spent. I mean, 2 double limit broken Nauticas, Omen Atwood, and Melancholia, just absolutely ridiculous money. But that being said, if you do manage to get your hands on this hero, I think she's going to be really, really fun. I mean, we've got a new top reviver in the game. She's just taken the title away from Costume Heimdall, from Mother North, and from the blue chick from the Stag family. Her name completely evades me right now, but yeah, I think she's a pretty awesome looking hero. And please do let me know if you do manage to pull her and play around with her. Let me know what kind of advantages you're seeing and how it is to play around with these cultist family heroes. That being said, that is everything I've got to say about Melancholia. She looks absolutely brilliant. We do have a hero of the month, which I do not want to forget about. So we have Bo and Runt. So back to the normal heroes, not the insane ones. Bo and Runt is going to be our hero of the month for May. Looks kind of reminiscent of Ruffian and Nurgib, but not quite. I'm not a huge fan of his face. It's creeping me out as I'm looking at this thing. But anyways, Bo and Runt is our May hero of the month. He is a nature hero, and he is of the Ranger class. So it gives him the chance to bypass defensive buffs, including counterattacks. Pretty decent, as long as he's doing some damage. Now, he gets 2 passives, so his first passive is resistance of minion removal. So he has an innate resistance against minion removal. So that is very specific. It doesn't mean that you cannot destroy minions that are attached to him. It means that you cannot remove minions. So you're probably going to have to destroy them with damage. You can't just lift them off with somebody like Grimble, for example. And then his other passive is mana on minion summon. So when a minion is summoned to an ally, this caster gains 5% mana. The effect can only activate once per turn. So it doesn't matter how many minions are summoned, he's going to get 5% mana. That's the cap and the limit on that. Now, he does benefit from the attack up ether talent, which is a pretty good one. So at the start of each battle, he gets 20% increased attack for 6 turns. Really do like that ether talent. So far, it's looking pretty average, I'll be honest. I mean, the minion removal is kind of niche, and the mana on minions summoned is kind of low. So if we switch off the max power preview, we can see he's running a team power of 944. Now, please, SG, don't do the same thing that you did with Zaga last month, where you release them with a certain team power and then reduce it. That just pisses everybody off, so don't do that again. So his stats are pretty decent for a Hero of the Month. So 1,021 on the attack is pretty high. 887 on defense, so maybe a little bit squishy in that department. 1528 on the health. So pretty decent attack and health stats, pretty low defensive stats. So he is a Hero of the Month, so we can't have everything, unfortunately. I think we should be able to. I think they should really increase the power of the Heroes of the Month, but that's really neither here nor there. Now, his special skill is called Command the Pack, and he is running at fast speed. So at fast speed, he's going to be dealing 400% damage to the target, and an additional 25% damage for each minion owned by the allies, up to 600% damage in total. He summons a loyal hound minion for the caster with 35% HP and 35% attack inherited from the caster, and when summoned, the loyal hound minion gives 50% attack for its owner for as long as the owner has loyal hound minions, and this effect can't be dispelled. Right. Okay, so the effect can't be dispelled because it's attached to the minion. I do like the increase of 50% attack. The element link, it says, gives all nature allies 5% dodge chance for 3 turns. The effect can't be dispelled. I really don't care too much about that. It's a really low percentage chance to dodge, so I don't think that is a very good element link. But I do like the minion. So I like the fact that he throws up the minion and it increases his attack by 50%, because that's a big number, 50%. The only issue I have with that is it's not going to apply to the first special skill cast, because he does the damage first and then he summons the minion. He does do extra damage for each minion owned by allies, but again, if you can see, there's a bit of a problem with this in that he only summons the Loyal Hound minion for himself. He doesn't summon minions for anyone else. So you're going to be putting this guy on a team which is full of minions, basically, to try and get the most out of this damage that he's doing, plus the increased attack. I mean, ideally, if you had a minion summoner on the team with Bow and Runt, you cast them off first. You then cast him, he gets the extra damage, he increases his attack, and then the next time he fires, he could be doing something ridiculous in terms of the damage, the 600% damage with a 50% increased attack. But are you going to be able to do that? And are you going to be able to plan that in the time that you need during the course of a battle? On offense, I'm going to say maybe very, very rarely will you get that sort of opportunity. If you build the right team, you could do it, but it's going to take a lot of time, and that's time that you don't usually have in a battle. On defense, I'm going to say the answer is just a straight no. You're not going to be able to get that done on a defensive team because the minions are going to be cut down before you get the chance. Where do I think he'll be usable? I think maybe in the minion wars. He could be a pretty good option for minion wars because the minions are going to be put on regardless. And he is going to then deal up to 600% damage. So he needs a total of 4 minions. No, hang on. So 400 up to 600. He needs a total of 8 minions to get up to that 600% damage. And for a fast speed sniper, you know, he could really be doing more than 400. with the effect that he's got with the minion with the increased attack, it's just kind of a meat shield. I mean, 35% HP is good for the minion. The attack is not really, though, considering that we've seen the Garrison Guard heroes where they just summon a mega minion with some pretty huge stats as part of their passive ability. For this guy to be doing it as part of his special and the minion not to have as much attack, I don't think he's going to be a very good hero, guys. I've got nothing super good to say about him. I mean, I was trying to see if there's a place where you could kind of force him into a team. But even with that being said, I just don't think that I don't think he's worth using all of your mats on to level this guy when there are so many better heroes in the game. I mean, if you have somebody like Liana, even if you don't have the Tomb costume, if you just had her second costume for Liana, she's going to be worlds ahead of this guy in terms of her damage. Plus, she gives the silence effect. So, yeah, I'm not sold on Bow and Runt, unfortunately. It's a bit of a disappointment. Unfortunately, a lot of the time with these heroes of the month, we end up in the same place, and May is no different. So, Melancholia is probably the right word for the name of the mystery hero, because if you do not pull her and you manage to get Bow and Runt, then you have a right to feel melancholic. With that being said, though, please do let me know in the comments what you guys think of Bow and Runt. Let me know if you think I've got it right, or if you find a niche area where you think that he could be usable. I wish you guys everything of the best of luck in your summons. If you are going for the mystery hero, just don't break the bank. Honestly, 0.1% odds are terrible. And with that being said, please do drop us a like, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any future updates, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now, guys.